Happy Victory Monday, Commanders fans. Welcome into the Commanders Report. I am your host, Jack Sperry. And today on Victory Monday, we're going to be talking about the biggest reason why Kliff Kingsbury and this Washington Commanders offense were able to turn it around a little bit in Week 13 in their win over the Tennessee Titans. And then we'll be breaking down where the Commanders kind of stand in the NFL to this point. We'll take stock in where they rank both offensively and defensively. And we'll take a look at the updated NFC Playoff Picture after Week 13, as well as the remaining schedule for the Washington Commanders and how I think they're going to do the rest of the way. But yesterday I put out my instant reaction to this game. I actually really liked the takeaways that I had here after watching the film. A lot of the stuff that I picked up on when I watched this game yesterday really shined through there. So a lot of that still applies. If you want to check out my instant reaction to the Commanders' 42-19 win over the Titans at home yesterday, I'll put the link to that one in the comments and description of today's show. And make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already to join the fastest growing Commanders fan community here on YouTube. We put out in-depth previews, instant reactions to every single Commanders game, and then also injury updates every single week, weekly and daily content on the Washington Commanders for all 12 months of the year. Make sure you click that subscribe button for the best Commanders content money can buy, 100% free. So let's get to our first topic here, which is the biggest reason why Kliff Kingsbury and this Commanders offense was able to turn it around and really look like the Commanders offense that we saw during the first half of the season after 3 weeks really struggling. That big reason was the resurgence of this Commanders offensive line. And, you know, in both areas, both in the run and in the passing games, this offensive line, arguably with Andrew Wiley out of the lineup and Cornelius Lucas being injected in at right tackle, this is an offense that really did play well against the Tennessee Titans in Week 13. And they provided rush lanes for their running backs, and they did a good job with the passing game as well, keeping Jaden Daniels clean, which was huge. Jaden Daniels has been really good this year when you give him time to throw in the pocket. You don't put immediate pressure on him like the Steelers, Eagles, and Cowboys were successfully able to do. And you look at the results here, man, over 80% completion percentage, 240 total yards. The 206 was just his passing yards, four total touchdowns, one on the ground, and then one interception, which really, in my opinion, wasn't fully on him. Zach Ertz needs to have better hands and bring that ball in. He did take 2 sacks, but overall, I did think the offensive line had a bounce back game in this one. And I think that Kliff Kingsbury did a good job crafting a game plan around Jaden Daniels to make him comfortable, get rid of the football, and really keep him comfortable throughout the day, as well as getting Brian Robinson Jr. and Chris Rodriguez Jr. Involved in this football game. And, you know, with Chris Rodriguez having the type of game that he had with Austin Eckler now on IR, that is a huge performance and a big ray of hope for this rushing attack, which is so vital to keeping this team relevant as we head down the home stretch of the 2024 NFL season. Cornelius Lucas, I think, should probably be the full-time starting right tackle from now on. I thought he played pretty darn well, and to me on film, he looked a lot better than what Andrew Wiley has been putting out on film lately, and it's looked a lot better than what Trent Scott was putting out on film. So right now, Andrew Wiley dealing with a concussion. When he gets back from his injury, who would you rather see as the starting right tackle of this football team? Type CL if you'd rather go with Cornelius Lucas, or type AW if you'd rather go with Andrew Wiley. In just a second here, I'm going to be telling you guys about our sponsor today at Turtle Beach Headsets. And while I'm talking about Turtle Beach, go ahead, get in the comment section, find that pinned comment, and let me know who you want to be the starting right tackle moving forward. Today's episode of the Commanders Report is brought to you by Turtle Beach, the #1 brand in gaming headsets and accessories. You won't be hearing Santa coming down the chimney this Christmas Eve if you get Turtle Beach's new Stealth 700 gaming headset. Turtle Beach's Stealth 700 Gen 3 headset picks up so much crystal clear sound in the game that it's basically cheating. Santa could crash land right in your living room and you wouldn't even notice. There's also no better way to block out Aunt Carol asking you about your love life than with Turtle Beach's game-changing superhuman hearing technology. You'll hear every explosion, every loot box, and every footstep like they're right there in the room with you. Plus, their headsets are so comfortable, it's like a cozy Christmas sweater for your ears. You'll forget you're even wearing them. And with 80 hours of battery life, you can game through Christmas without even charging once. Whether you're treating yourself or looking for that perfect gift, now's the time to snag the headset that everyone's talking about. For a limited time only, our listeners get 10% off their entire order when you use code CHAT at turtlebeach.com. That's 10% off your entire order at turtlebeach.com. turtlebeach.com with promo code chat. Get the ultimate immersive gaming experience with Turtle Beach today. For a limited time only. Again, guys, head on over to turtlebeach.com and use code chat for 10% off your entire order. That's 10% off your order at turtlebeach.com with promo code chat. Don't delay. Get the perfect gift now. Happy holidays from Turtle Beach. Now we can move forward here with the offensive stats and ranks, and we'll go to the defense as well. Kind of take some stock in where the Commanders rank among the National Football League teams right now. They're fourth in points per game. They moved up a spot this week, currently sitting at 28.9 after putting up 42 points on the Titans. Still ranking top 5 in yards per game, but they're just 6th in yards per play, still very good. And then when it comes to the situational moments, third down percentage and red zone percentage, both still in the top 10, still ranking very well on that. And they're still doing a good job keeping the ball out of harm's way for the most part. It's currently sitting with 9 giveaways as fourth in the National Football League. And then, you look at the defense, it's not exactly fantastic. I mean, 16th in points per game isn't terrible. It's league average. Same thing with the yards per game. This is a defense in terms of the output that they're bringing out week in and week out is certainly one that is around league average. They're not very good in situational moments, 23rd in third down percentage and 28th in red zone percentage. Don't take the ball away at an above league average rate either. But I think that these numbers are going to improve down the stretch. And I think, the turning point for this Commanders defense could very well be when Marshawn Lattimore makes his debut in a Commanders uniform. Hopefully when this team plays the New Orleans Saints in the Superdome in week 15. Marshawn is a legit number 1 press man corner. That's what Joe Witt Jr., that's what Dan Quinn Jr., or not Dan Quinn Jr., just Dan Quinn, want from their number 1 cornerback. And as we've known, this cornerback room has been kind of bereft of talent, and that definitely culminated in the guy that was supposed to be the number 1 corner on this team, Emmanuel Forbes, being released this weekend. So hopefully Lattimore coming back in here for week 15 is going to be a big injection into this Commanders defense that hopefully makes this team very viable in the NFC playoffs. And speaking of the NFC playoffs here, let's take a look at where the Commanders currently stand in this NFC playoff picture. And honestly, guys, they're sitting in a really good spot. And honestly, in both conferences, actually, AFC and NFC, it's, the playoff pictures are definitely starting to solidify a little bit here. And, this 5, 6, and 7 seeds, it's going to be some combination of the Lions, Vikings, Packers, and probably Commanders, unless they completely crap the bed here and either Tampa Bay, Arizona, or Los Angeles can really put together a run over the last final weeks of the season. It does appear like the Commanders are in a good spot to secure their spot in the 2024 NFL postseason. Now you take a look at the remaining schedule here. You're currently sitting at 8-5. That's a good spot to be in. You have your bye week here in week 14. Then you got 4 games left on your schedule to solidify your placing in this conference. You go on the road to the Saints. The Saints have been playing better, but they just lost to the Los Angeles Rams here in week 13. So I certainly think if this offense and this offensive line, the run game, can get going again, shouldn't have an issue with that game. The Eagles game in week 16 is really going to be a test as to just how far the Commanders can go this year. If you can beat the Eagles at home, you can certainly talk about winning some postseason games this year with Jaden Daniels under center. I like their chances at home against Kirk Cousins and his noodle arm in week 17. And then I like the opportunity in week 18 against the Cowboys on the road. Don't think the Commanders will miss as many opportunities as they did in week 12 when they played in Landover. So at the end of the day here, guys, I think they win 3 of their final 4 games here, and I think they're going to finish at 11-6. Now, will that be enough to get you the division crown? I don't know. Probably not. The Eagles are certainly in the mix for the number 1 seed. They just took down the Ravens in week 13, so the Eagles are playing really good football right now. But 11-6 would certainly get you into the NFC playoffs, and it could even get you up to like maybe even the 5th seed in the NFC playoffs. You might get lucky and play a team like Tampa Bay or Atlanta. That NFC South team is probably going to be the team representing the 4th seed, and that's going to be a very beatable team if you're the Washington Commanders heading into the postseason. So what say you guys? Let me know down there in the comments section. What will Washington's final record be this season? I got 11-6. Let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. Thanks for showing up today, guys. Really do appreciate you guys sticking with me here to the end of today's show. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Until next time, go raise some hail.